welcome back to part 2. Here we have Much putting down his third base, and Luxury is still at 3 bases. I think he just put down the fourth, maybe. I can't tell by the map, but it looks that way. And Mutalisks are out for Luxury, but he's not going to be able to do much. Much has cannons at all of his bases, so he's not really going to be able to economic harass, and he's not going to be able to harass the troops very much either. But maybe I am wrong. He's attacking this third base that just went up and taking down 2 cannons, but not able to get the Nexus by the time the Archon arrives. And here again we have Luxury putting down a bunch of Sunkens. This is like what happened last game. When Much finally pushed out, there were so many Sunkens that his push wasn't able to do much. But this time, Much is getting there before the Sunkens are down. He might be able to do a huge amount of damage right here. Let's see what happens. And it looks like he took down 1 Sunken and now he's running away. Those Mutas, he doesn't want to take the chance, I guess. But here come the Mutas anyways, and they're attacking the Zealots. And now they're going to run away. So, failed attack by Much. Good try, though. Idle Zergling dying right there. So, here's Luxury to 5 hatcheries. He's definitely planning to make a bunch of units really soon. It looks like he might be going for mass Mutalisk at this point. And there's cannons up at that third base now, so those Mutalisks aren't going to be able to do much there anymore. They missed their chance, it looks like. And Storm going off. 2 Mutas go down. 3 Mutas go down. 1 Muta left, and it lives. And that's the end of Luxury's Mutalisks. Maybe he's not going to go mass Mutas after that. I certainly wouldn't. And here's a huge force moving out for Much. Let's take a look at the food count. Much has 105 and Luxury has 64. But look at all those Hydralisks for Luxury. Certainly, Zerg can get really a lot of units for less PSI, while Protoss get a few units for a lot of PSI. So, it's really like that movie 300 where the Spartans are soldiers and they take down multiple people, and the Zerg units are more like the untrained soldiers. But there's advantage in numbers, so let's see what happens right here. It looks like they are going to fight. Luxury attacking that newly installed third base. And, he might be able to get flanked in between the third base and the exit right here. That would be terrible for Luxury, cutting off his escape. And yes, Much is going to do it. And those Hydras are trapped. They're not going to be able to do anything. And just look at that. They're all getting slaughtered by those Spartan warriors. And they're trying to run, but there's nowhere to run, Luxury. He's trying to take out a few Dragoons before he goes down. Taking out 2 Dragoons. But yeah, those Hydra's days are over. So that was pretty much a failed attack there by Luxury. He took down like 1 pylon and that was it. Well, maybe 2 pylons actually. But still, 2 pylons for about 20 or so Hydralisks is not a good trade. And now we have Luxury going for lurkers, oddly enough. So he might be trying to do what he did last game, set up a lurker defense. That would be very cool. This map is Blue Storm, so a lurker defense would work a lot better on this map. There's only one way for Much to get into that main base, and he has to go through certain parts of the map, so a lurker defense could be really good. But it might be a little bit too slow. 5th base in the meantime going up for Luxury. And Much is just moving around. He might try to attack one of those bases. 4th base going up for Much in the meantime as well. So 5 to 4 in bases pretty soon. And here comes the attack. Go back to the attack. And it looks like Much just ran away like a coward. And Much has discovered Luxury's 5th base, and he is going to try to kill it before it comes down, I think. Yes, he is. 2 Zealots and 1 Probe are going to try to take down that base. And Idle Overlord going down there. And that 5th base is going down. Why isn't Luxury saving it? He should be moving all those units up and trying to save it. And it looks like he is doing that now. Will he get there in time? Yes, here come the Zerglings. And will they get it? Will they get it? No, what? What is Luxury doing? He just moved all the Zerglings away from those Zealots. I think he could have killed those Zealots in time. But instead he's forced to cancel the hatchery. And yes, here's the lurker defense that I was talking about. Look at how those lurkers were spaced out, so only 1 storm can hit 1 instead of 2 at once. It is going to be very hard for Much to take down, I feel. And it looks like Much is going for a Ling lurker build, oddly enough. More lurkers coming down. think that Much knows that all those lurkers are there. I'm sure he knows a few are there, but I'm sure he doesn't know the amount of numbers that are there, but he might suspect it. Storms going off, that was 2 storms for 1 lurker, though. That's not a good trade, in my opinion. But maybe it was worth it to Much. I think he's going to need those storms, though, in a second for all those Zerglings. So he might regret that. And yes, here we have Much using an observer and goon with range to take down those lurkers one at a time. But Luxury's not going to have any of this, and he just sniped off that observer with Scourge. And no, he's not going to let Much do that. And here, just look at that defense. Luxury is totally prepared. In the meantime, I expect him to do some harass with those Zerglings if he's not going to fight Much head on. So let's see what happens. I think Luxury did put that 5th base back up, so I'm pretty sure it's building now. So the count is again 5-4 Luxury, Much, and bases. Let's take a look at the unit count again. Much has 158 and Luxury has 109. Much has over 2,000 minerals though. That's terrible. Oh, and here we have Much moving into those lurkers. I don't think he knew how many lurkers were there, and now he's going to run away after discovering how many were there. I think Much just tried to put up a 5th base, but Luxury wasn't going to have any of that. And no, Much runs away due to the amount of lurkers. He's not going to try that. He's going to wait for a different option. I don't know what he's going to do though. Maybe just build up his army until he has a huge enough army to break that. I think that's about 10 lurkers though. And what is Much doing right here? Drone's moving out to that 5th base, so yes, that 5th base is up for Luxury. Yes, there it is. It looks like Much is planning to take that expansion right above Luxury's main, so that would put the base count at 5-5. I think he definitely needs to do that. It looks like Much is building a bunch of dragoons. I think he's just planning to snipe those lurkers again. There's 2 observers. And look at that! Luxury has a huge hole in his defense. Will Much just run through this? That would be huge. And yes, he is attacking. Look at those lurkers. They have to move. And now they are grouped together. 3 lurkers going down to 1 storm. 5 lurkers down. This is terrible for Luxury. This is just like what happened last game. Consumes for the Defilers. And swarms going off. But no, this is not going to work. I think Much is just going to move his units back and out of that storm. And yes, that is what he's going to do. And now the units are going to run out and they're going to be able to be hit. Yeah. So this definitely puts Much in the lead. Let's take another look at the food count. Much is at 131 and Luxury is only at 79. This is not good. More suicidal Zerglings running out of that cloud. More lurkers coming up. It seems like Luxury is still sticking with this lurker-ling build, but he puts those clouds down, he's just going to move away, just like that. So I don't know what Luxury's thinking right now. Maybe he's just trying to hold off Much as long as he can. And yes, in the meantime, Much did take that 5th base. That Nexus is finishing, so now the base count is 5-5. And more consumes going down, but nothing really here to stop this huge army by Much. Much is going up for Luxury's 5th base, and it looks like a huge drop is coming for Luxury. And he's going to miss all those overlords. He's not going to know it's coming. And it looks like, oh my god. Luxury might be able to pin all those dragoons between that 5th base and the exit. And he's dropping at the same time. Let's see what happens. That 5th base is going down, but I think he might be able to pin those units. And here's the drop. Drop is a bunch of Zerglings. He's going to be able to do a bunch of damage. Much's army is away. Only probes there to defend, and yes, there's the army, but Luxury is not bringing up the units to trap those units into that 5th base, which he needs to do, in my opinion. He's oddly enough aiming for the 4s. I wonder why Luxury did that. Maybe he doesn't like those cannons or dragoons, or maybe he's planning something. And yes, now here comes Luxury's forces. They are going to pin Much's forces into that 5th base. Storm's going off. They're taking out Zerglings, but it's not enough. But there's the Archons. This attempt is going to end. But there's still lurkers outside the base. They're going to be able to hold them in, I think. And those Zerglings die. And yes, here come more forces. And there's the lurkers. Yes, they are going to be pinned back in. That Archon's down. And here come more Zerglings. Another Archon's down. 6 dragoons there in the 5th base. They're going to be pinned in. Yes, they are going to go down. Much loses his army. Let's take another really look at the food count. The food count is now 123 for Much, and it looks like 104 for Luxury. So Luxury is definitely catching up really fast. Here come the Dragoons that are going to pin those Dragoons in. And yes, come on. One Dragoon down. Two Dragoon down. 3 and 4. Yes. Now look at Luxury's army. That's pretty much his army right there. He's at a definite disadvantage right about now. I think Luxury is about to move in pretty